challenge for me was finding things that weren't too revealing, but that was professional, and that's a challenge I think for a lot of curvy women because there are professional clothing out there, but some still may find that it's revealing, especially like suit dresses and skirts. But as it relates to my curls, I've just recently started leaving my hair natural, and I find that in my previous employment, I probably wouldn't have been able to wear my hair as free as I have been able to do that now. Even going on interviews, I always make sure that my hair was straight because I think there was always this perception of, you know, if your hair is curly or natural, it's messy. And so I found that I had to kind of really conform to making it straight so that it appealed to whoever I was interviewing with.
In the workplace, it's been interesting just trying to be accepted the way you are, the way you appear. So your hair has become almost like a novelty or a distraction. Like, ooh, this is cute. You know, no, like, it's just my hair. How do you get it to do that? Like, it grows out of my head. Like, so it's kind of been interesting having to explain a lot. Or the question of what are you? You know, so that's always a constant question that needs to be answered, and you try to politely answer it, but sometimes you just get tired of having to explain your appearance before you can even begin to speak about anything else.
And the reason was it's more of a microaggression. It's things that people say that they think they're complimenting you, but they're not. So the comment was I was wearing a black dress, and it was like a long, like it was to my knees. And the attorney in the office was like, wow, that dress is very pretty. Probably not for work. Probably I would wear that out, like, you know, to a private place, like not here. Or maybe I would wear a blazer over it to make it look like it's for work. And I'm like, maybe if I didn't have these curves, she wouldn't be saying that. But it was definitely because it was fitted because of my curves. Like, I knew it.
The biggest challenge is when someone asks me, like, how did you get it that way? I love your hair. You're so cute. You know, when people tell me things like that, and we're in the workplace, and it becomes like I'm demeaned to my looks. I don't want my hair to take away from the work that I do on campus. It's a compliment when let's say we're at a happy hour or we're elsewhere, but when we're in front of students or when there's so many other professional around, I don't want to be reduced to just that. I think the feedback that I have from my students is more like, oh, I can't wait. I wish I can get my hair that way. I wish I was powerful enough to do that. So when it comes from students, it's very different than when it comes from professionals. From professionals, it's more like, oh, what? Your hair, like, how did you get it that way? Like, it looks so interesting. Like, you know, I become a creature at that point.
So I would say that one of my biggest challenges is probably clothing. The appropriate thing is to wear fitted pants, and because of my curves, sometimes I feel like what does fit me, the way I feel it's fitted, might look a little too tight for the office setting. For me, it's been a challenge because I find myself having to wear something maybe like 1 or 2 sizes bigger because it looks more fitted, or at least a little bit more loose than maybe other people might wear it. Anytime I've been called for like an interview, people have made the comment or asked me questions like, oh, are you gonna blow dry it? No, just leave it curly. They'll say, oh, you know, your hair must look so nice when it's blow dried because, you know, your hair is so curly. So when you straighten it, I know it looks very nice. And some have made comments of it'll make it look neater if you go to an interview with straight hair.
Have I had any challenges considering my curls or curves in the workplace? And the answer is no, I have not. I don't wear my hair curly at all in the workplace. I don't really I don't prefer it that way, so I always wear my hair straight, and my clothes are also not form-fitting or anything like that. That's just my kind of style. For me, the curls represent a different side of me that represents my my kind of like fun, upbeat, kind of like laid back, my vacation mentality. So when I'm at work, I have to be very serious and very composed, and that's why I prefer my hair straight.
As far as my curly hair, I haven't had any negative, but one of the annoying things is people want to pet my hair because they love the curliness, or they say, I wish I had your hair, when many people that have curly hair know it's difficult, especially if you're in this type of workplace, trying to make sure that you look professional, but at the same time you keep your pride.
I've had several challenges, especially as a young professional when I first started in the field with my curves and curls. It took a lot of work to find the right attire for me to work, something that I felt comfortable in. There are clothes out there that I love, but they just don't fit the way I like for them to fit. Something that looks well on a size 2 model doesn't look well on a size 14 curvy girl. And as far as curls, you know, curls will also rejuvenate your face. I mean, they can lighten up the room when you go in. And so it's really about when you owning it, right? And owning your style and owning the presence that you command when you go in the room. Specifically as a Latina, I think it's something that's empowering for yourself and others in the room, in the workplace. So I'm very bottom heavy. I wore this dress. It was a little black dress. Someone goes, "Oh, well, you look great in that dress. It's a little tight." Now I know to go get a scarf, because there are people looking at me in ways that I didn't really anticipate. And also on my hair, I came into the room one day and they screamed, "Shaka Khan!" And I was like, really? Well, I like Diana Ross a little bit. So like, you know, what I do is my response to it, I just kind of like make it light. I don't internalize it, because internalizing it does make it very hard for you to continue on with your day. It can really affect your productivity. So not internalizing it really took some time, but I really had to learn to not internalize that, because it's something that I'm not going to change about myself. I can't change about myself. I love my curls and I love my curves.